Yo, what is up, my Niner gang? Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Doing the call-in show tonight, guys. So, you guys go ahead and click the link if you want to call in and give your thoughts. We're gonna be facing the Miami Dolphins this week, who some people call the MIA Dolphins. And yeah, man, very tough matchup. I think it's gonna make for a very fun NFL game. I think a lot of NFL fans from different teams around the league and really probably even around the world are going to be watching this game. Very exciting stuff, 49ers versus 49ers East. So the San Francisco 49ers versus the Miami 49ers. Can't wait to see it, man. Got some people in here already, so that's good. Can't wait for everybody to start trickling in. That's pretty awesome. Got Brian Culp in here with the Flames. What's up, bro? Hope you're doing good tonight. And call in as soon as you can. That'd be cool. Raphael 562 Niners. What's up, bro? Says what up, Niner gang and everybody. Niner gang Wolfcast. Yep. Thanks, bro. Thanks for being here. And he says like and subscribe. Yeah, everybody, please, first and foremost, before we get too far into the video, if you're catching this post live, stop, like the video. Or even while it's playing, just like the video, subscribe, turn on your bell notification so you get notified every time I go live and all that stuff. But let's see here. All right, guys. So yeah, man, I'm feeling pretty good, man. One of the things that kind of gave me confidence to begin with was that this was supposed to be a rain game. I know the 49ers tend to get a little funny with their mistakes and stuff like that during rain games. But the way the Miami Dolphins play, and that's going to lead me to bring up another point because the Dolphins have been seeming to lean on the pass game very much this season. And they have two very good running backs in their backfield. As long as those running backs stay healthy, they haven't been staying healthy for the whole time. Jeff Wilson Jr., I believe, left the game last week versus the Texans. In that Dolphins-Texans game, and Mostert was already hurt. But from the reports, both of those guys are supposed to be back this week. I'm sure they pushed themselves to come and play against the Niners, especially after some of the Twitter stuff that was going on this week. Whether that was something or whether it was not, and I guess we can talk about it once people start calling in. We can kind of talk about it and get somebody else's thoughts on it. But whether it was something or not, I think it is something now. I think regardless, people were kind of treading lightly and kind of triggering each other. So I think it became something, even though Mostert says that he didn't mean anything by it and it wasn't directed towards the 49ers at all, that he was taken out of context, which the media will do that, of course, I understand. And from the way he stated it, I completely understand what he's saying. So now I kind of understand what he was actually saying. And if you guys ask me that question, I guess I'll get into it. But like I was saying before, the Dolphins, they tend to lean towards the pass game. Like that's where they have their explosive plays, especially like if you go watch highlight reels of the Dolphins games, they're pretty much all passing plays. So, yeah, but which surprises me, man. McDaniels was he was the run game coordinator here in San Francisco, aka Santa Clara, whatever the hell you want to say. I still say San Francisco, for the 49ers. And the 49ers had a really good run game, right? So I thought that was going to be a big strength of his game over there in Miami. It doesn't seem to be the case, even though he has two of what were some of the best 49ers running backs in the recent history. And they still have a lot left in the tank. So that's two things that I kind of take back a little of my confidence with, because now for the reports on the weather, this game, as of right now, there's a 40% chance of precipitation. So before I checked it yesterday, it was 70% precipitation for Sunday's game. Now it's at 40%, and that rain that is supposed to come is supposed to be before the game even takes place. So that right there, which I thought the rain would favor the 49ers' style of play, that takes that away. That that amount of confidence that I had in that segment of it. Then now they're going to have both of their running backs back for this game. Allegedly, is Mostert and Jeff Wilson Jr. are both supposed to be playing in this game, and that's the thing too. Like they're even getting Jeff Wilson Jr. incorporated in the pass game over there in Miami, which I don't understand why they weren't doing that here with the 49ers, because Jeff Wilson Jr. was known to be one of the best receivers, well, probably the best receiver, I should say, out of the backfield with the running backs. That's why he was used to make that game-winning touchdown against the Cardinals in 2019. I'm sure you guys all remember that. So the Dolphins are utilizing that area of his game. So happy for him in that aspect. It's too bad the 49ers didn't utilize that the way I think they should have. And really, they're still not doing it. Like, I still think the 49ers need to be throwing some more halfback screens, man. We have not been seeing that like at all. When we see screens, it's typically to Brandon Ayuk, Deebo Samuel, and George Kittle for whatever reason. I think the more what's the word for it? Not underutilized. I can't remember the word. It always happens to me. But we got Mariah 49 Faithfully podcast in here with the goat and wolf emojis. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And great show today with Ryan G. We're both on there. You guys go check out Mariah's channel if you haven't already. 49 Faithfully podcast. Great stuff that they got going on over there, guys. But thanks, Mariah. I appreciate it. And we got one of our callers is in now, so I think I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. He looks like he's ready to go. What's up, bro? How you,
buddy? Yeah, I had a long day. I've been trying to find a comfortable position for my ankle because I kind of rolled it when I was at work. So it's like,
Uh-oh. What are you catching passes on break time?
Yeah. I was out there on the Santa Clara turf, just trying to cut.
That's funny, man. I remember I was gonna go work at this job with my uncle, and then he wasn't there anymore, and I was like, what the hell? And so I talked to him. He's all I guess he was playing handball during break time and rolled his ankle too. I was like, are you serious, dude? What the hell are you doing? How do you have that much energy? Because it's like a physical job. I was like, how do you have that much energy to go be busting your ass? Because they demanded numbers big time at that job. They didn't play, man. A lot of people didn't last there. And so he was doing that on break time. I was like, what the hell? You're
Well,
tripping, guy.
it snowed really good last night, and I mean, what happened was I was trying to go from one shop to the other shop, and the snowplow guys just did a horrible job. So I was just like carefully trying to walk through the snow, and apparently they pushed a rock right under where I stepped, and I just didn't see
Damn.
it.
Yeah,
So
no. Man, okay, so we do this horse ride in South Dakota. That just reminded me of it. We do this horse ride in South Dakota every year. It's kind of like a ceremonial ride to from South Dakota to Minnesota. It's like a 2-week horse ride. And
mhm.
I remember right at the beginning when it started, the first day, one of the horses kind of stepped on something in the snow like that. It was like a pipe that was sticking out of the ground, and so it like pushed, like stabbed through the skin. It was bleeding all over the place. Poor guy. Yeah, loaded him up into the trailer and took him to the vet right away. But yeah, man, do you have any thoughts towards this game so far? Do you have any specific thoughts?
So far, no, not really. It's kind of like Jeff Wilson Jr. and Mostert being there, uh, they don't run the ball a lot. They're mainly a passing team.
Yeah.
So, how much it's going to affect the game, I have no idea. But our defense is definitely going to be up to the task. Up to the task.
Both. Yeah, task and test.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, what about the Dolphins tackles? I mean, I know the Armstead. I think he's a former Saint, if I'm right. If
I'm
this is
not
the same guy,
I'm not sure,
but
but yeah, they are supposed to both be out. So they're screwed in that part.
I mean, a lot of people are saying he's going to play with his torn bicep, which
Yeah. It's in
Yeah,
question.
good luck against Bosa with that torn bicep, buddy. I mean, that's gonna hurt.
Yeah, he
You
might just
know?
finish his season just right there.
Yeah, I mean,
That's one of the most important parts of your body when you're trying to play left tackle is your pecs, man. That's where a lot of your strength comes from.
but I mean, it's just kind of like, their defense ain't that great. Our offense ain't that great. Their offense is pretty good. Our defense is really good. So it actually ought to be a good game. You know. Hey, what up, Bryant? And I
Yeah.
saw Mariah in the chat, so I better say hi to both of you.
Yeah.
But
You know what? Let's answer. I guess we'll talk about what Brian said here. Special
what Brian
teams will be
think?
the deciding factor. I kind of like I want to say that I have a feeling the 49ers are going to score at least like 3 touchdowns in this game. So I won't give my score prediction yet, but I just have a good feeling, man. The 49ers are going to show up and show out against the Dolphins, against Mike McDaniels. I don't think they're taking this lightly at all. I think they kind of took the Saints lightly, if I'm being honest. So yeah,
Well,
it could be.
the Saints. I mean, the Saints got the majority of their defense. I don't think Lattimore was playing, but they got the majority of their defense back right before they played us. So, and
That's
the Saints' defense is actually pretty good, but their offense
yeah.
stinks. And I mean, 2 times they drove down, we're in the red zone, and our defense still came up with a goose egg. I mean, that is so awesome. And yeah, Nick Bosa may have been just a little early on that one, just a wee bit.
Yeah.
But they didn't call it. They didn't call it. Maybe the ref was like, no, I'm not calling that because he's been held 20 times so far. I'm not calling that.
Yeah. I agree, man. I think, yeah, there could, especially from the Dolphins with this defense, I think the 49ers defense is going to be forcing the Dolphins to have to settle for field goals a lot. So I could definitely see that from the defensive side of the ball, but offensively for the 49ers, I can see us scoring a lot of touchdowns. And he says, watch for the fake punt from Mitch Wishnowsky. I wish, dude. I'm always kind of hoping in the back of my head, I'm like, fake punt. Come on, fake punt it. Do it. Fake field goal.
You don't believe, dude, you don't believe how many times I'm going, you know what? Right now would be a good time for a fake punt, and they
Yeah.
never do it.
They never do it.
I've never seen. I honestly keep thinking back to, has Shanahan ever tried that? Now, I can't remember him trying that. I'm not saying he hasn't, but I can't
I don't.
remember if he has.
Yeah, I don't think so, man. If they're saving it for the playoffs, then okay, I'll settle to wait till then. But I do want to see that at some point. Plus, like Wishnowski's a pretty athletic guy. Pretty sure he played some rugby too. We've got Corey Davis in the house. What's up, bro? How you doing tonight, man? I call him Uncle, so Unc for short. But so Uncle Corey Davis in the house. Hello, Niner Gang Wolfcast and David McNew. Thanks for being here, bro. Appreciate it.
What's going
And
on, Corey? You're the GOAT, buddy.
yes, sir. And Damian Lee, what's up, David? And Niner family, what's up, Damian Lee? Hope you're doing great tonight. He says he's more worried about Tua getting hurt, and that's a very real thing, man. The way he's been slammed on his head this year, and I forget how the other injury happened, but the one before he got slammed on his head, the concussion, I think it was just a normal hit, and he went concussed from that. But now if he's going to be missing both his tackles, and really even if he has one of them, then that guy's probably going to be at like, 50%. So this could be a very real possibility where we see Tua on the ground more than not.
Especially with both their tackles out. I mean, we're gonna that's our strength is our edges. I'm not. I don't know if our Armstead is playing. I know their Armstead. It's spelled the same. So how should I say it? Is it Armstead or Armstead? But
I think it's up to
yeah,
interpretation.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if their Armstead's playing, and I don't know if ours is. I mean, there's a lot of reports saying he's going to play, And I sure would like to see him out there because he is a destructive force in the middle of that defensive line that we've been kind of missing. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
Ridgeway and Givens have been doing an admirable job, but they're not they're not Armstead. They're not.
Yeah.
And when it comes to Kinlaw, I mean, Kinlaw is a bowling ball, but he's a bowling ball. He's a one-legged bowling ball, and I don't know if we'll actually bring him off of IR or not. That was another thing is who do we bring off of IR? We can bring two players, and we have Javin Kinlaw, we have Eli Mitchell, and we have
Trey Lance.
And
Yeah.
all three of these guys could be ready to go by season's end. So, and I mean, if it looks like we're making a deep playoff run, I honestly think we're better off letting Kinlaw heal up. Why put him back out there on that knee? Let the knee heal for a long time. But there's nothing wrong with that. And then bring back Mitchell and bring back a formidable backup QB in case something happens to Jimmy G.
Yeah.
Which I'm hoping it don't. Don't get me wrong. I don't hate Jimmy G. I just, don't really like him. I mean, it's just one of those things, I don't hate him. He's a good, he's average. He does the job, but he does have his bonehead plays where it's like, what are you doing? And I mean, when it comes to his playoff numbers, they're not that good.
Yeah. That's when we got to see it. But real quick, everything from Armstead, our defensive tackle Armstead, he's supposed to play this game. All the reports are that he's trending upwards. He's looking better and better with every day. He already started practicing last week, so he's supposed to play in this game. Their Armstead, if they're going to put him out there, that's on them, man. He's probably going to get re-injured. And I wanted to point something out about that because he got injured in that game versus the Texans last week. And so all season, I think up until this point, there were 3 sacks allowed on Tua from that side. I think it was either 3 sacks. Yeah, just from Armstead's standpoint. And as soon as he went out of the game, they had 4 sacks. The Texans did.
Wow.
Yeah, on his side. So that shows you the lopsided.
So what about the sacks from Murs? Do you know the numbers there?
Where?
Like who's actually given up the sacks on Jimmy G? I mean, I know Aaron Banks is credited with nothing. I know Burford, I think he's given up 1. And this is just from articles I've been reading.
Mm-hmm.
So that would leave Trent Williams, McGlinchey, and Brendel.
Burford.
Right. Burford's given up 1 sack.
Mm.
And I mean, that's really good for a rookie, When it comes to Jake Brendel, he kind of gets blown up. I mean, if a guy gets what gets on him one-on-one, Jake Brendel's going to get blown up. If Jake Brendel's helping a guy double a guy, he does pretty good.
Yeah, and they're going against Bradley Chubb now too. He's a really good pass rusher. So curious to see
he's an edge. He's an edge, so he'll probably. So if he lines up on Trent Williams, he'll get owned. But if he lines up on McGlinchey, he's probably going to bull rush right through him like Khalil Mack was.
Yeah, they're definitely going to choose to put him with McGlinchey and pick on him a bit.
Oh yeah. Any wise team would.
There was another point you were talking about. What were you talking about at the end? I forgot. After the Armstead thing, you said something. Jimmy G. God damn it, I forgot. But how do you feel?
I'm saying that he makes some bonehead mistakes here and there, and
Yeah,
I mean, when it comes to the throws he misses, if you watch every quarterback in the league, they miss throws.
Yeah.
And, every quarterback in the league misses wide open guys. This is something that just happens. But,
Yeah,
I mean, Jimmy, he's good. He's not great. He's not going to pick the team up on his back and, walk us into a W. That's just not him. He's just not. That's not him.
yeah, that's true. I'll
And,
agree.
me being an old school 49er fan, I kind of have high standards. I started with Joe Montana.
At least
And
at
then
that
we
position.
switched from Montana to Steve Young, and those guys
Yeah.
were very capable of picking up the team and carrying them to victory. And I saw that happen quite a few times. I saw some comebacks where there's 2 minutes left. What are the Niners going to do? I'm sitting there watching my TV, going, Jerry Rice.
We got this in the bag.
And
we got this
the other team was double covering. They couldn't do anything about it. Nothing about it.
They don't call him Joe Cool for nothing, man. He earned that damn name. 100%. Staying cool in the heat of the moment. But you know what? One thing I will point to that I noticed in the last game against the Saints, man, when Garoppolo was getting pressure in his face and having to get the ball out quick, some of these receivers, and I don't want to just completely put it on the receivers. This is on both to hopefully work on this, is they weren't getting their heads around fast enough. There was one that could have been, I forget if it was a first down or a touchdown to Kittle. That was for sure. There was Ayuk, I think even CMC, man. So I hope, they start working on, hey, try and get your head a little around a little quicker, man. So just in case I have pressure in my face, you're ready to catch it, because I know George Kittle was one that just a split second too late and the ball was already there by the time he was spinning his head around.
Well, when it comes down to it, when our QB's getting pressured, and this is going to happen, this happens like a lot during the game, it's 100% on Kyle Shanahan to tell the wide receivers and the tight ends, we're going hot route. Everyone's on a hot route.
Yeah.
And, when he tells them that, they're all going to be looking in to see what Jimmy G's doing while they're going. But, it's 100% on the coach. He's got to do something about that.
Yeah, I think
don't just let Jimmy throw to one hot route. Tell everyone you're going. Pay attention to what's going on. You see the Saints are going to be bringing pressure. You're on a hot route.
Well, it wasn't even that they were bringing pressure. It was they would be rushing four rushers. Your typical standard rush, and he was getting pressured all day regardless. It's not like they were blitzing a lot.
Jordan and Davenport are very good defensive linemen. I mean, very good. They're, getting up there in years, but those guys, they are good defensive linemen. I don't know what else to say. I think that team actually drafts very well along the defensive line. And, I think they do pretty good in the wide receivers too, which has been the Niners' kryptonite for a long time until we drafted like Deebo Samuel,
Yeah.
And then we drafted Ayuk, and then we drafted Jennings, and now we got Danny Gray just wasting away.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great point that I wanted to bring up too. Danny Gray, man, where the hell has he been? At what point are you going to get him incorporated? Get him a couple snaps, jeez.
I mean, the main thing is he was picked because of how strong Trey Lance's arm is, and he does have a good deep ball.
Yeah,
and that's a lot of reason why we picked Danny Gray. And Jimmy G, deep ball is not his strong point. The dinks and dunks, and the quick short range throws. Those are the that's what he does, right?
Yeah.
And Danny Gray doesn't match Jimmy G. But when it comes down to it, we need to get the kid's speed involved. I mean, what about a reverse, an end around? What about, what about a gadget play or two? Like CMC can throw the ball. Why don't we do a gadget play to him again? Have him act like he's running to the outside, but then stop and throw deep.
Yeah, I think the Dolphins are probably going to play really conservative defensively in this game. So I don't know, man. I think they're going to be limiting the play or the chances of a trick play going for a lot of yardage or a touchdown.
They're going to stack the box. They're going to try to stop the run. They're going to try to force Jimmy G to beat them, which is almost what the Saints did. I mean, I think that's pretty close to what the Saints did. And Jimmy G threw what 37 times in that game. That's not ideal for us.
Yeah,
We honestly
37,
don't win.
27.
We lose. I think he threw 37 or was it 38?
It was,
But
it was like it was like 37 to 29 pass run ratio or
29 to
30.
37, 29 and 37.
Yeah.
Well, either way, the more Jimmy G passes, the bigger the chances of us losing are.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's just going back in the history of when he started playing for us.
Yeah. Statistically, yep.
Yeah, and I mean him throwing 22 to 25 times and us running the ball over 30, 35 plus times is ideal. It's what we need to be doing. But teams are gonna do what the Rams did in the championship game. They're gonna stack the box and they're gonna force Jimmy G to start throwing the ball. But with all these weapons we have
Yeah.
now it's on Kyle to call the right play so Jimmy can get the ball to these weapons.
And
Tell the guys we're gonna be. I mean, running. There's nothing wrong with running slants. Jimmy G can throw slants. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But a
Well,
lot of what I see with Jimmy G too is he'll throw a little late. Just a little late, and it's like behind the receiver. Receiver will have to stop. Not necessarily go back and get it, but reach his hands back and get it. And that's on him for hesitation. He's got to quit. Don't overthink what you're doing. You see what you see. Throw the ball.
Sometimes the ball does just come out inaccurately, whether
Yeah.
it's hesitation or not. Just like if you're playing catch with somebody, so that does happen with his deep ball, man. I think like he can throw it, especially if the receiver has separation. The one shot they tried to Danny Gray, he threw it a hair behind him. But if you go to the Super Bowl, and I told you this, I know you've heard this from me before, was there was that mental blockage because he overthrew Emmanuel Sanders, and Emmanuel Sanders was fast. That MFer was fast. And
I actually want you to go watch that play one more time. Emmanuel Sanders eased up a little bit. It was on both of those guys.
okay, it could be it happens.
And if Emmanuel Sanders keeps going full speed, I mean, I'm not saying the ball would have been catchable, but it would have been a lot closer.
It might have been he might have slowed down out of his break. Might be what it was. Can't even talk. But
A lot of people put that squarely on Jimmy G, but it was both of them.
Yeah.
They both done messed up. Yep.
Yeah, I do got to go rewatch it. I feel like I've seen it a million times, but you can always go watch it again.
Well, just watch it. Watch it with what I'm saying in mind, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Okay, you guys heard it here. But yeah, I think he can throw the deep ball, but he's not the most accurate deep ball thrower. So it's going to be either ahead or maybe a little bit behind the receiver. But with Danny Gray, man, get him separation, throw the ball early so that he has time to get under it. And it was just a hair behind him last time, and he was double covered to top it off, so that didn't help. So he still could have had a chance at the ball, but he was double covered. And like you said, I completely agree. Get him in there somehow. His speed, end arounds or something, man. Even a screen. But get the halfbacks involved in the screen game, man. It's ridiculous. Let me see. So how do you feel about the rain, man? Because the rain, it was supposed to be 70%. Now it's 40%. And that rain that is supposed to be there is supposed to be before the game even takes place.
That means the field will be wet. And the ball will probably get wet. I mean, that's nothing a towel won't handle. But if it's raining during the game, that might actually that might actually favor us because then we're running the ball and we're playing defense, right?
Yeah.
If it's raining before the game, I don't know if that favors either team. it just gets it
Yeah.
wet.
It
That
just
that
might make
turn
things a little bit more
off.
sloppy, just a hair sloppier.
Yep.
Because yeah, a little more slippage. That's what she said.
Yeah,
Um,
little bit more slippage, little deeper cleat, but
yeah,
and oh man, the Santa Clara. I'm not a fan of Santa Clara. I haven't been
no,
since they moved there.
yeah, me either, man.
Because the thing about Candlestick is the afternoon games. So the Tide would come in, and right around halftime, the field would start getting soggy and sloppy, and the other team was never properly prepared for it. You know, our
Mm,
trainers would swap out all the cleats, and our players would step on the field 100% prepared for the field conditions. But then the opposite team was like, thrown off by it, either didn't bring the right cleats or
mhm.
that it just always seemed to favor us at Candlestick.
Yeah.
I have my notifications turned off. Okay, I'm throwing that thing in a bucket of water.
Well, I agreed
Now
with you, man.
it's
Oh yeah,
actually
same.
it wouldn't affect it because I got one of those phones that you can throw in a bucket of water.
Um,
Um,
I was on the same thing as you, man. I thought if it does rain in this game, it should favor the 49ers. Now there should be no rain involved, but I did read that the 49ers are practicing in the rain right now, though. Or at least they were today. So at least they should be more prepared than the Dolphins are. The Dolphins do, on top of that, have to fly over here all the way from basically the furthest point you can fly from. So I do like that. That should be in the 49ers' favor just a little bit.
I
Any
mean,
little edge
they
we can get
didn't. From what I read, they didn't do what the Niners like. No, normally, what we do is we'll actually fly back east and practice somewhere.
or halfway.
So it's
Yeah.
like, we're back there, we're getting acclimated to the times. It's no big deal. That's
Yeah.
just what we've done, right?
Yeah.
And from what I've seen with Miami, they're literally flying out like the day before, and now here they are going east, going from Miami to California, and like you said, that's a long flight. So they're
Yeah.
they're going to be far away from home. I mean, that 100% favors us. Um, and that's true. That's true. He does need to build some muscle for the NFL. Yes, I
Yeah.
have to agree with that.
That's pretty typical of college players. I did want to go back to something about because of Gray not taking those deep shots anymore. I constantly see when they take deep shots at Tyreek Hill, he has to stop and wait for the ball. I see that on a consistent basis, but that doesn't stop the Dolphins from taking their shots. So come on, man. We need to see it at some point. Spread that
Dude,
field out.
Tyreek Hill is probably the biggest weapon on their offense that I'm worried about.
Mhm.
I mean,
Well,
so Jimmy Ward was playing safety during the Super Bowl in a couple of those routes where he was left wide open, and I'm watching the game going, "Where you at, Jimmy?" Like we're playing zone, and that's your zone right there. You should be there.
mhm,
So but he's not going to be playing safety. It's going to be Gibson and Hufunga.
just
So
might be.
we now have two totally different safeties, and I really like Hufunga. I really
Who
do.
you who
Um,
I think are both slower than Tart and Jimmy Ward to top it off. So yeah, man, that's one of my worries. I hope they don't let these guys get over the top. Waddle, it seems like they make a lot more plays to Waddle because he's kind of like their Brandon Ayuk, and Tyreek's kind of like their Danny Gray. That makes sense, right? So,
yeah.
definitely got to watch out for Waddle too, man. Keep him waddling around the field.
Well, Hufunga actually, so he had a really slow 40, and that hurt his draft stock. But his game speed, I
Yeah, that's what
I don't
matters.
I don't I don't see this slow 40 time that that was put out there. I don't see it. I honestly think that that Hufanga is faster than he's given credit for. When it comes to Gibson, he's always been a solid safety. He's playing really good in our defense, though.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
mean, Jimmy Ward at slot, I kind of look at that like that. But let's not put him on Tyreek Hill. That would be a nightmare.
Yeah,
Mhm.
if you're playing Tayshawn Gibson over Jimmy Ward, Gibson's doing something right. So
Yep.
I man, it's tough. It's tough with that one, man. But who do you think is going to be at running back? Do you think is going to be because I haven't seen Coleman get activated yet. I don't know if you've seen anything, but I haven't noticed him.
I haven't seen him get activated. I mean, it's Friday. He's supposed to be in practice. Well, he's on the practice squad, so he's already in practice,
Yeah,
right?
he's in practice. I think
Um,
tomorrow might be the
yeah,
activation.
tomorrow might be the day they activate him, but I'm honestly hoping they don't. Because I mean, we have two bruisers in Terrell Davis Price and JD Mason. Or is it JP Mason?
JP.
Is it
Yeah.
JP? JP
Yeah.
Mason.
Yeah.
And I think we should see what the young guys have. Because I mean, Eli Mitchell keeps having he's our bruiser, but he keeps getting bruised. So, and I hate to see it. He's a good running back. I absolutely hate to see him injured.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Corey Davis is 100% right there. Kyle Shanahan does not like playing rookies. Like the only reason he's playing Burford right now is because Burford is by far the best option at right guard. I said
Outside of
tackle. I said tackle.
outside of
That might be a thing coming next year. But I wouldn't mind seeing Burford move to right tackle and Brunskill in there at right guard. I really wouldn't.
have the
But that's just
Dolphins.
because of Clinchy. I mean, or McGlitchy. I've been calling him McGarbage, but McGlitchy is probably better because he seems to, have a glitch every now and again.
For real, huh? Suits his name just perfectly.
Yep.
You know what? Because this is a really good question right here. But I would say no, first and foremost, because the 49ers have the number one offense in the or defense in the league. So the 49ers have the number one defense in the league. So you can't say no matter who the Dolphins have played that they've played anybody like the 49ers defense. But I will say they've played some teams that aren't slouches for sure as far as defensively and even good all around teams. So and they have a pretty good record, man. 8-3. I think one loss was to the Bengals, but I think that was Teddy Bridgewater. Vikings and the last one. What the hell was the last one? I know this. So they lost to the Vikings and the Bengals, and there's another team. Two pretty good teams. But they haven't faced anybody like the 49ers defensively. Maybe a little close, but
The Bengals defense isn't near what ours is. I mean, I believe they're a little over middle of the pack, but they're
yeah,
not near as what ours is. No, not
it's
even close.
exactly. I think that score was 24-16 or 16-13. It was something low too, so it wasn't. Um, Let me see. I'm trying to think because I know the Dolphins beat the Bills. That's a divisional game, so that could be just funny and a weird kind of Vegas thing they got going on there. Dare I say it? But yeah, man, I think they're gonna get punched in the mouth. Um, how do you feel? How do you feel how the 49ers can match up, man? Because the past of Mike McDaniel being here and kind of knowing what the 49ers do defensively, it seems like regardless, the 49ers defense has always had the offense's number in practice, right? That's always what we hear. Low quarterback completion
That's
percentages.
something. So McDaniel's is going to know what weaknesses to exploit. But then again, that was last year's defense.
He wasn't here for Hafunga. Or
He
wait,
hasn't been
yeah, he
here
was
for Hufanga or Gibson.
as starters.
All these new edges that we have, Ridgeway. We have quite a few players he hasn't been around for.
Mooney Ward.
And I mean, D'Amico Ryans has been making fantastic in-game adjustments. The whole holding opponents to 0 points in 4 straight games. in the second
outside
half of 4 straight games.
outside
That
of the
that
Chiefs game.
that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, yeah. At the end of the day,
I
they're
would like to
all.
forget about the Chiefs game at this point in time.
I don't blame you. Either one, man. Jeez. But yeah, man, I think Tevin Coleman is going to get activated. He might take that number 2 spot, but you know, people were alluding to the comments that Jimmy G made after the game. He's like talking about how JP Mason looked great, and it's going to look even better when he has a bigger workload this coming week against the Dolphins. So he might be that number 2 guy under CMC. I don't know, but I do think Tevin Coleman is going to get at least activated and be in the game somehow.
Well, I mean, we'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow. You know, the news will break, right? At some point, if he's activated.
Yeah.
But I honestly don't know if that's going to happen or not. You know, they put Eli Mitchell on IR. TDP has been a healthy scratch. So the question is, do they bring up Coleman and leave TDP a healthy scratch, or do they, bring TDP in and let's see what the kid has? I mean, he's been with us for over half the season now. It's time to start running the dude.
Yeah.
It's like Trey Sermon. Trey Sermon actually started a game and had 19 carries for 80+ yards.
You're
A
talking about
lot
this
of people
season?
don't know this. He actually did pretty good in the game he started. This is
Talking about
I
with
think
Trey
it was
Lance?
against the Cardinals. I think it was against the Cardinals, and Trey Lance was the quarterback. But I don't. This is last season. I'd have to look into that,
Yeah. I do remember him playing, not starting though. I don't remember him starting.
He started one game.
Because I know he got in that one game and he got knocked out like on the first play.
I think it was the game right after Eli Mitchell got hurt, and he started one game, and then he did get knocked. I think it was the game right after that's when he got knocked out.
Well, the thing is, I don't know. It's kind of hard because when Coleman has played, he was balling out, man. Even like that 50-50 pass they threw to him and he caught it. That came out of nowhere. I ain't never seen him do that before. So I think he's played too well when he was here. And of course, you put him on the practice squad, not because of where he is from depth. It's just to keep those other 2 guys on the roster and not slipping away to somebody else. So I don't know, man. I think Coleman's going to be here in the game somehow.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out tomorrow. I'd rather see them. I would rather see 100% see them start. Start Jordan Mason, McCaffrey. Let's get that combo going. But let's sprinkle in a little bit of TDP. Let's see what the kid has. Let him run over some fools. I want to see this. So our run game has been kind of finesse, and Kyle Shanahan is starting to kind of go for bruiser style running backs. And we did have oh my goodness, I forget his name. The first year Kyle was here, we had a running back that was picked by Trent Baalke. I don't think he's even on a roster right now. I forget his name. He was Frank Gore's replacement.
I know who you're talking about. He went to the Bills. I'm forgetting his name right now. Not Dixon.
He was far from Frank Gore's replacement, though. You can't replace Frank Gore. Frank's the tank,
Yeah.
There's no such. So then he had a bruising running back then.
Now you got me stuck. Now you got me stuck on his name.
I can't remember the guy's name. It is escaping my mind right now. He was a Niner for a few years there too, but yeah,
I think you're right. Get back to
someone in the chat might remember him.
Carlos Hyde, that's the one.
That's it right there.
Yeah, he went to the Bills. I don't know how I went blank on his name. I kept wanting to say Singletary, but I know that's not him. That he came after Carlos Hyde, and he did. Carlos Hyde did really good over there with the Bills too. He was there pre Josh Allen, but what was I going to say? Oh yeah, okay. Back to the physicality. I agree with you, man. When it comes to the Niners, they've kind of let off the physicality when it comes to the offense, I think. And really, too, it's kind of weird how they're starting to go this route of heavy CMC in the first half, and then no CMC in the second half. And it's just like they got their opener and their closer. That's what they're doing with CMC and Mitchell, which is really weird to me. Why don't you just do a rotation the whole game? Kind of mix up the speed of the game for the opposing defense
I
and
would
stuff
think
like
you
that.
do the opposite. You'd put the bruising back in for the first half, let them beat up that defense and wear them down, and then you start throwing CMC at them after they're worn down a bit. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
and look at CMC's yards per carry haven't been that great
CG
either. So
says, yeah.
CG, yep.
CG
So
says he says how should the how should the 49ers defense slow down Miami offense? It sounds like you want to go ahead and answer already, so I'll let you go ahead.
so we're gonna pass rush. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get into his head.
That's
We're gonna
number
be
one.
into his face.
Hmm.
And he's going to be pressured. He's going to have to get the ball out, and he's not going to be making accurate throws. I could see us getting an interception or two on the guy, but that's how we're going to slow them down. We're going to get into his face. We're going to apply the pressure.
Knock him around and get him uncomfortable. That's first and
That's
foremost.
right. That's right.
Especially like we were talking about earlier, their starting one. If he plays, he's going to be playing injured. So um, the Niners will probably take advantage of him. Nick Bosa or Drake Jackson or Ebicom. So yeah, man, I think it's gonna all start up front, like David's saying. Um, let me see. 559er says I can remember Mark Dupper and Mark Clayton versus John Taylor and Jerry Rice. I have such a bad memory to begin with, but I wasn't even really um, alive back then either. Let's see. Okay, so let me see what else can we go over. You guys help me with some of the topics you guys want to hear about too. Trent Williams is questionable for this game. Came out of nowhere, came out of left field with the back spasms. So it sounds like they're not thinking too much of it. I think it's just they're saying, I guess it's a big man problem. You just randomly have back spasms every now and then. And so he's questionable, kind of out of left field. 49ers might be evening up the opposing offensive lines. You're not going to play your left tackle. We won't either. So it's kind of weird, man.
It's kind of interesting. Um, I mean, well, still, I mean, the reports are mixed about Armstead or Steed Armstead. They're starting left tackle, not our defensive tackle. But the reports have been mixed that the guy might make the game, and I honestly say let him. He's not going to be able to stop Bosa. You're gonna
Yeah,
you're gonna need both arms, and your whole body to stop Bosa.
that's
And
what I'm saying. They're playing with fire there.
they are.
100%. CG says, how many touches will Jordan Mason get? Well, first and foremost, real quick, man, I really hope Trent Williams plays. If not, then Colton McKivitz will probably fill in for him, which he should do pretty good, man. He typically does. So I wouldn't be super worried about it, but you always want to have your best players on the field. But I think he should be good, man. Like I said, they downplayed it. It's back spasms. It's nothing crazy. It's not like an actual injury. So I don't know. It might be something going on with his nerves. What do you think about this question, though? How many touches will Jordan Mason get? That's a huge question mark for me. Do you want to go ahead and take that one first?
I'm thinking now. Not well. This 100% depends on if they bring in Kevin Coleman, because
Yeah.
Shanahan trusts the vets more than he trusts the rookie. So if they're going to if they're going to be playing J.P. Mason like they were doing Mitchell, I'm thinking somewhere around 14 to 18 carries. Holy cow! And 14 to 18 carries would be absolutely perfect for him.
It would be good. um Bro, it's a huge question mark for me, man, because I think last week might have been kind of an audition tape what he can do against starters. And I don't know, man. It just is going to depend on the Coleman thing, man. If Coleman plays, I could see Mason getting almost no touches, maybe like 5. But if Jordan Mason is the second guy, he's going to get a lot of touches. He might get somewhere around 16. That's what you said, right? 16.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I think I'm
That
right
is
on.
honestly, I hope he does, man, because we need him to bruise up the defense. And McCaffrey, I honestly hope we take it easy on the guy, because he's had some knee irritation, and I would absolutely hate to see that get worse.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I mean, if we're bringing in Tevin Coleman, and he's gonna get 8 to 10 touches. McCaffrey with his knee problem will probably get somewhere around 12 to 14. And then, hey, is that John Jay?
Yeah.
What's
And
up?
then let's bring in JP Mason and let him get 14 to 18. If you add everything up, that's adding up to a run heavy offense, which equals us winning a game.
Yeah.
And it's not that I don't have faith in Jimmy G, which I don't have much, but he's doing pretty good right now. I think Steve Young is kind of. I think Steve Young just needs to shut up, because I do not think we need to sign him for 10 years. No, that's not going to happen. We have a young QB who's healing up right now, and once he gets there, hopefully we can bring him back so we can back up Jimmy G. Because in the playoffs, you never know what's going to happen.
And then you go get Andy Dalton.
Next year he's the man. Let's sign someone like Trash Binsky or Marcus Mariota, or who. I don't know if Gardner Minshew is a free agent or not. I wouldn't mind having him as a backup.
Andy Dalton.
But someone okay. It does not have to be Jimmy G. And
Teddy
please,
Bridgewater would be
God,
great.
let it not be Jimmy G, because the media was going to eat that alive if we end up re-signing him. And this whole media and the 49ers thing goes back to when I can remember. The media has always talked about the 49ers. If there's a player available, the Niners are interested. This stuff goes all the way back. And it's just because we're one of the best franchises in NFL history, and that has a lot to do with it, and that the media is required to, have stories and get attention. It's what they do. And how do you get better attention than the 49er empire?
I don't know, man. I never believed in not having competition. If we could get Garoppolo signed as a backup for years to come, I would do it in a heartbeat. I don't care, man. If I know people's reasoning is so that he doesn't put pressure on Trey Lance. Being especially a professional athlete, but just being an athlete in general is about pressure.
That's not my reasoning. My reasoning has 100% to do with the media and the attention and the speculation it will bring. If you sign a guy like Trubinsky, Trubinsky's pretty good.
He's just contradicted yourself.
He's gonna push Lance.
You just said it.
The media.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It doesn't matter. You can't let the outside noise get to you. So if that's the reasoning, then I completely disagree. And that's what a lot of people say it for. It's like if you're an athlete, that's already on you. So you got to get it done. It doesn't matter, especially being a 49ers.
So what if we re-sign him and Kyle's using Trey Lance as a running back again, just like he did? Because I think if Jimmy G wasn't there, he
That's
wouldn't have
stupid.
been calling RPOs up the middle. He would have been protecting Trey Lance.
That's very good reasoning. Yep. Yeah. John Jay.
Yep. What's up,
Sorry.
man?
Sorry, brother.
You
How you
feeling better?
doing? How you doing? And how
Yeah, see,
yeah.
well, for the first time in a while, I can actually speak normal. I've been a little bit under the weather. I've not had the flu in a long time, so I forgot how bad having the flu is. So, but I'm better. I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow, so I got a guest on, so that'll be fun. So just updating. So I'm back.
Hell yeah,
Now,
bro. That's what's up.
listening to your guys' conversation about Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance, like Kyle
Let's get
Shanahan
it
said
on.
that he uses quarterback strengths. Jimmy Garoppolo's greatest strength is getting the ball out quickly, the quick passes, setting his playmakers up. So he will always do that with Jimmy Garoppolo, no matter what.
Mhm.
When it comes to Trey Lance, if Trey Lance can run, he's going to run him like a running back. If he can throw the deep ball, he's going to throw the deep ball. Kyle Shanahan is going to do whatever he wants. And the thing that really scares me as I start looking after whatever happens at the end of this season, look what the Shanahans, his father and Kyle did to RG3. RG3 was an outstanding talent, way better than Andrew
Yeah.
Luck. But once
Yeah.
RG3 messed up his leg, mentally he was never the same football player, and that's what's really hurt him. Trey Lance is different. He has a better mentality, but just be prepared for that with Trey Lance next year. That's what they're going to be doing. That's why the offense that we're seeing right now is Trey Lance's offense. That's why Jimmy Garoppolo is uncomfortable, and why we're seeing him throw the football deeper, why he's doing a lot of other things. But Kyle is going to always do whatever quarterback is on the field. And he said it. He said it last year. If he had Lamar on the 49ers, he would run Lamar 200 times. If he had Drew Brees, they would throw the ball 600, 700 times. That's the thing about Shanahan. He can coach any quarterback. But for whatever the reason, he's always coached Jimmy the quick passes, slants, and using the playmakers around him. That's why the offense was designed. What people don't know is the offense is designed for Jimmy. Debo, when he catches the ball, he runs like a running back. When Ayuk gets the ball, he uses speed to go down the field. And George Kittle does the same thing, short stuff, and uses the speed that he has for a tight end. This offense is not designed for Trey Lance. If you look at the situation, again, I am not hating on the kid, but if you watch the games, you can see why we did not draft Justin Jefferson, all those other wide receivers, those players on the offense that went on other teams. They designed it for Jimmy Garoppolo. It sucks. It really, really does suck that's how Kyle is going to develop an offense. Because if say he drafted Watson, Trubisky, and Mahomes, what they're doing in those teams is the same way he would run those quarterbacks. It's just a sad reality. And some 49er fans don't want to talk about that because all they want to do, hey, when Jimmy does a bad mistake, let's criticize that. When Jimmy does something good, we can't say nothing nice about it. As I said on my channel, I'm the only Niner content creator that will tell you the truth. If it hurts your feelings, it is what it is. But I will never, ever, ever lie to anyone and say what everyone else is saying on YouTube. So that's the thing about the Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm just sick and tired of talking about it. Whatever team he goes, it's not going to be our problem. It's just that Shanahan better not ruin this kid. That's the only thing I worry about.
Well, that's why I feel like I would love more insurance, man, because Kyle Shanahan tends to take a long time to get his head out of his ass. He did this to Trey Lance, whether some people want to agree with me or not. He did this to Trey Lance, and I think he jumped the gun in the offseason when he underestimated how good this defense really was going to be, and Trey Lance wasn't lighting them up like maybe he wanted them to. So I think he jumped the gun on that and played it conservative. But you got anything to say on that, David? No.
Nope.
Okay, well, Damian Lee has a question for you.
I do see a question right here that's very interesting.
Yeah.
So what would I trade Trent Williams this offseason? He's 33. Isn't he going to be turning 34? Is that how old he is?
I think so.
And I think his play is taking a quarter step back. You know,
Yeah.
It depends. What are we getting offered? You know, are we gonna and can we find an adequate replacement? Those two questions right there. You know, would we?
Yeah.
If we trade him, we're probably gonna have to sign a free agent or draft his replacement, which that's throwing a young offensive lineman out there in Kyle Shanahan's system. We know how he hates to do that.
And that, as of right now, it would be a third rounder. As of right now, it would be a third rounder.
And well, if we traded Trent Williams, and someone was dumb enough to give us a first,
yeah.
Hey, I'm just being brutally honest here.
But Trent and a third. No, it could be Trent and a third or something like that. So we could get a first. They could do something.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. But yeah, I honestly, he's getting up in years. He might have 2-3 good seasons left in him. And, all 2 or 3 of those seasons, he's going to be slowly, declining, right?
Uh-huh.
So yes, I would trade him.
All right. Yep. David, if it's cool with you, man, we got Corey Davis calling in. If we can make room for him for a bit.
Yeah. Let's bring the goat in.
Yeah. Okay. And well, I mean, if I can drop you out of the screen for a bit, that way we could get Corey in, and then I want to get John Jay's take. All right, cool. Appreciate it, bro. Right. Sorry about that. Let me see.
Oh, you couldn't let my man. Hey,
what's up, Corey? How you doing, bro?
Fine. Most articles I've been reading, it says Jordan Mason's gonna be second. Most articles I've been reading.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be opposed to that, but I think Tevin Coleman's going to be looming somewhere close by. So we'll see, man. I want to see what Jordan Mason or JP Mason's got, like, especially when it comes to the pass. Yeah.
And then the Davis.
Yeah.
JP is Davis.
So John Jay, can I get your thoughts on the trade for Trent Williams? Would you do that in the offseason?
So I'm not gonna lie or sugarcoat this. Trent Williams has not played at the level he played last year. I don't know if his age is catching up. If he came back too early, from his injury, against the Broncos. But for whatever the reason, I don't know what's wrong with Trent Williams. Would I trade Trent Williams? Like, when they did the contract, like basically this year and next year, the Niners can afford him. But after that, if Trent Williams continues to play like this and it's not because of injury, I will ship him off, because the last 3 years of his contract, that money is in the $30 million, because the Niners backload contracts for whatever the reason. Yeah. I would never want to pay the money for the talent that he is. What I would do, with Trent Williams is, unfortunately, is that if there's any takers, like, you have to, get some value. And it's nothing against Trent Williams. I think he's a good offensive line player, but he has not played the way every 49er fan wants him to be. It's like not allowing anything, because he's been getting penalties. He gets a penalty per game. I think the most penalties he had was against the Broncos, but he also got hurt that game. So it's just difficult for me to be like, and I got criticized about 2 weeks ago by someone who's not a 49er fan, saying, all you 49er fans are complaining about your coach, your quarterback, your defense, your head coach, all that dumb stuff, criticizing me. But as a 49er fan, and this is the thing that other teams, and I make fun of other teams because we have history, is that we have seen this for now 20 plus years now, how the team has been a 500 franchise going to the playoffs and then missing the playoffs for 5 years at a time. And that's why 49er fans are very, very how they are. And it's not me being like negative. It's just me criticizing how the team has been. So when I look at the Niners, I never sugarcoat anything. So if a team is like, hey, we want Trent Williams, he said, what are you willing to give us? But I don't think Trent Williams will be gone after this season. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, we'll see if they're going to decide because I'm pretty sure McGlinchey's gone after this. I mean, they might go with a young right tackle. So, do they want to go with two young guys? It's going to be hard to say. But Corey, you got any thoughts, bro?
I don't. It depends what they give us for him, and if we got a good replacement for him. You know, because he's still good. He missed a couple, but I think that's because of his injury. Like, I think it was his injuries. He came back too soon. Just like he said, he shouldn't have played in what game he said he shouldn't have played last year. He came back too soon. He should have not came back. I can't think what game that was.
I think it was the Cowboys. Yeah, I think it was the Cowboys. Might have been the championship.
Yeah, I let's say give it a good round, good draft, some good draft picks, and we had somebody already in mind that Coach already has somebody in mind that's going to replace him.
Okay, so you're willing to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Yeah, I think I agree with both of you guys that it might be time to get Trent Williams out of here. It's just do you go for somebody young or are you going to go for an established veteran if you can get one? Those are kind of hard to come by, so I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
Just like, you know, how we got the Joe Staley go and put Trent Williams right in. That's how I would like it. Be done. Somebody that's established, that can protect his side. And the other running back name is J.P. Davis, not Mason.
No, J.P. Mason. It's J.P. Mason and Tevin Coleman and TDP. Ty Davis Price.
Ty Davis Price.
Yeah, Ty Davis Price, Coleman, and Jordan Mason are the active running backs.
Yeah.
Davis.
559ers says, will Shanny see the value in Juwan in the end zone before it's too late? And this is something that I've been wondering too, man. Him, Dwelly, Kittle, Ayuk. Like, it seems like Ayuk is kind of starting to blossom a little bit into that end zone guy, little by little. And then Juwan Jennings, I don't know why you don't use his stature more in the red zone. So I agree with this. And hopefully with last week, he starts to see it at least. It wasn't the greatest play, but hopefully that's going to become a trend with using Juwan Jennings more in the red zone. Any thoughts, guys?
Yeah.
About Juwan Jennings?
Yeah, in the red zone, and if Kyle Shanahan is going to start utilizing him more in the red zone.
Yeah, like I do want Juwan Jennings to be more basically
utilized.
Utilize Juwan Jennings more because again, like defense knows is that if you take away Debo and Kittle in the pass game, then they have to account for Ayuk. But because the Niners use a fullback, it takes away from an extra receiver. And again, like if you're gonna have use check out there, use him as a receiver. You use him not just blocking because he's getting paid a lot of money. But if use check is not going to be out there, have Juwan Jennings. Like basically have all those guys there. Like just if you're able to have when they're all healthy, McCaffrey in the backfield, Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, and Juwan Jennings. That's 5 options for Jimmy Garoppolo for him. And it doesn't matter what defense you are. Like, if you got to take account on 5 playmakers, that basically is saying it's now one-on-one with everyone. So by having Juwan Jennings out there, it forces everyone to go one-on-one because you cannot double team anybody. Because if you leave Debo wide open, Jimmy throws a short pass, he can use his speed. If Ayuk goes down the field, you leave him wide open, he catches it, uses speed, long touchdown. If George Kittle gets the ball. He's able to go run down the middle, get extra yards by tackling people. Juwan Jennings, he may not have the fastest 40 time, but when he's down the field, he is quick. And of course, McCaffrey, we don't need to talk about him. He's good. So you draft all these players, you don't use them. Like, again, I don't like to talk about other teams, but other teams, they use all their players. Like, all right, okay, let's just have them out there. It's like, I don't know what the issue is. I have never seen a coach like Shanahan. Maybe I'm just too young, but I've never seen a coach. I've watched all 32 NFL teams. They use all their playmakers, all their top guys. Why not us? I will never understand that.
And also, on the 1 yard line like that, I use Jordan Mason. He every time he got the ball, he got about 5 yards to carry. I never seen him get tackled in the backfield hardly.
Yeah,
he always lean forward, get yardage.
Yeah, that was a cool thing, man. Once you thought he was stuffed in the back, and he would still get like 7 yards out of it. So that's a pretty cool thing. Pretty cool to see. Something we see out of Frank Gore and Elijah Mitchell. Yeah, Jennings is a force to be reckoned with, man. Utilize him more. But 559er says at this point in NFL history lore, the 49ers are a cornerstone piece, even though they may not be a founding member. Yeah, man. That's why I feel like so many people, I think the NFL hates on the Niners for whatever reason, even though they're like, they're a cash cow for the NFL, really, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
Damian Lee says, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, we got our fans travel well. We got a lot of fans out there. A lot of our fans out there. We travel good on away games and stuff.
Yeah,
filling up stadiums.
Damian Lee says the Niners didn't sign Steve DeBerg as a backup to Joe Montana. Joe Montana wasn't a backup to Steve Young. Jimmy has to go. Maybe, man, you could see it that way. I don't, especially since Garoppolo isn't Joe Montana or Steve Young. So that's what I could argue with that. But I see your point. It's just, and history, can be a huge indication of what is it? History is a good somewhere to look at for future trends, something like that. So yeah, you could definitely be right. I'm not saying I'm right about it. That's just my opinion. If I could, I would keep Garoppolo as a backup. And who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
He might not get he might not be able to make a very good deal with some other teams. So we'll see.
And see this, I've been arguing this, I've been saying this for a lot. I would like the 49ers use Trey Lance as like we use Steve Young. We didn't run Steve Young all up the middle, or he was used more like if he had to run, if he had to scramble, he'd scramble.
Mm-hmm.
If there's nobody open, he'd run the ball if he had to. And he wasn't he throw the ball most time.
Mm-hmm.
He'd scramble, get out and then throw it. See, that's how I would like them to use Trey Lance. Run if you have to, but more throwing the ball. Because that's why he got an arm. That's why he's the quarterback. He's not a running back.
Mm-hmm. Yep. 100%. I completely agree with that. 49er minded. What's up, bro? Hope glad to have you in here. He says I'm here now and I'm double dipping. 559er says Shanny can't groom a quarterback. That's his crutch. I completely agree with that. That's why I would like to have Garoppolo here, because I'm worried for Trey Lance, man. And, that's why I was in favor of the 49ers flirting with Jim Harbaugh and possibly bringing him back, because he showed that he can groom 2 starting quarterbacks in one season. So, I'm worried about Trey Lance's injury. Go ahead.
That'd be cool if Cal Shanahan can hire Harbaugh as a quarterback coach.
What was that?
But I said that'd be cool, but I know what happened. I said that'd be cool if Cal can hire Harbaugh as a quarterback coach.
Oh man,
But
in
I
a
know
perfect
that wouldn't
world,
happen.
yeah, that wouldn't happen.
That wouldn't happen.
John J, if you have any thoughts, feel free to jump in at any point, bro. Right now, 559er says, I'll put on the defense and D'Amico Ryans to save Shanny in the final hour. You guys got any thoughts on that first?
Let me see. So, what are you talking about? The defense saving Cal Shanahan's job? Is that what he's saying?
Maybe in the last half of the game against the Dolphins, or it could be in the in the Super Bowl. I don't know, but either way, it's first and foremost, this game could possibly be that.
I'm just hoping we don't lose.
Yeah.
You know, I hate that we might lose our defense coordinator.
Yeah, I hope the defense scores too, man.
Mm-hmm.
David, are you there?
About,
Oh, my back?
Yeah. Sorry, that's all I was checking if you're still there. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh, it's all good. I was just walking around loosening my ankle up is what I was doing.
There you go. Walk it off. 5-9er says, I'll put on the defense and D'Amico Ryans to save Shanny in the final hour. I don't know if he's talking about the Super Bowl or just this game, but that could be a very real possibility. That's my big question mark in this game.
I was just looking more into the Trent Williams thing just to see who could be available this offseason, but we'll discuss that this offseason.
So what you think he's saying, David?
So what's the topic right now?
I'll put on the D'Amico Ryans to save Shanny in the final hour. That's a big question mark with me, which offense is going to show up in this game. So I could very, very well see that being a possibility, but I hope the offense goes out and shows out, man.
I'm thinking Miami's offense is defense is kind of pedestrian, middle of the pack, right? Like our offense. So defensively and offensively, we match up with their defense pretty good. But I mean, they might be, trying to pressure Jimmy G, via Bradley Chubb on McGlinchey. Mm-hmm. But other than Bradley Chubb, I mean, who else do they have on the D line? I mean, I don't think no one really comes to mind as being dominant.
Well, I mean, really, their whole defense is like middle of the pack. So the 49ers with all these weapons, there's no excuses. This is where you put all your chips on the table against Mike McDaniels. So better show up and show out, man. 559er says, do you think Alex Mack saw something in Kyle for him to want to retire? Could be a real possibility, man, but I don't think so. I think it was just about that time for him. Like when you see guys like even like Aaron Donald want to retire after the Super Bowl, it's like you kind of want to go out when you're on top and you don't want to go through a season. You don't want to risk going through a season, kind of like what happened with Joe Staley. They go to the Super Bowl, Joe Staley stays, and then his retirement year ends up being like a pretty down year for the team. You want to retire when you're on top. I think that was part of it.
I think he wanted to be more time with his family, and he want to be able to walk and play with his kids.
Yeah, he's not super young, so it was about that time for him.
Yeah.
Brian Culp says JP Mason, now he wants to go by Jordan Mason. I don't know. I haven't heard that yet. Because
I've been seeing things people saying Jordan Mason. They don't say J.P. Mason. They say Jordan Mason.
No, that was in the beginning of the season. Then he said he wanted to be called J.P. Mason. So now he's J.P. Mason. I don't know if he's wanting to change it back, but Brian Culp says TDP needs to play. Yeah, I agree, man. I think goal line stands is where TDP can be utilized. He's a little bit bigger than Mason, so I would like to see him in goal line situations. Even Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman's pretty physical, even though he's getting a little up there in age as far as football. You guys got any thoughts on that?
I think when it comes to being a running back, Tevin Coleman's getting up there.
Yeah.
Not many running backs last until they're 33, 32. That's about how long, that's when a running back seriously declines and they start just becoming the backup or the third down back. And, Frank Gore, I don't know. I think, didn't he last till, isn't he like 36? He played quite some time.
Hell yeah, he did. I think he had like 13 seasons in the league. Then he tried boxing, which we shouldn't talk about too much. But
dude, he got beat up by Darren Williams. And me living in Utah, I know who Darren Williams is. He didn't leave a good taste in Jazz fans' mouths. So I'll just say that.
I was trying not to talk about that because I don't want to do Frank Gore dirty like that. He's a legend. But 559er dips out. He's going to go catch up with Steph Curry and the Warriors. But I appreciate you, 559er, bro. Hope you have a great night. And I hope your team wins. I'm not a Warriors fan, but good luck. Let me see. Here's one promising thing that I will tell you guys. The Dolphins have gone 7 out of 11 games with no points in the fourth quarter. That wasn't against the 49ers. So it could be 3 quarters without any points against the 49ers. So that's a pretty promising thing. I know a few of those games were with Teddy Bridgewater at starting quarterback. So we got to give him that. I would subtract 2 games. So maybe 7 out of 9 games without no points in the fourth quarter. That's still a pretty big chunk.
Yeah.
You know what? I would love to see us pitch 2 shutouts in a row.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen because of the whole Tyreek Hill being a pain in my backside. I'll keep it YouTube friendly. But
man, fuck that. Say it.
I would love. Yeah, Tyreek Hill's gonna be a pain in my ass. Let's just say that.
This is a First Amendment friendly channel, man. I don't.
That guy he's a nightmare.
This
I mean,
for kids, but yeah.
But when it comes to our corners, I think Womack might have the speed to keep up with him. I don't know if Lenore has the speed to keep up with him. Thomas, I don't.
No.
I mean, we're either way. We play a zone scheme, and Tyreek Hill's gonna find the soft spots in the zone. So it might be time to double, triple cover him. It just might be time to.
That's what I'm afraid of. Lenore keeping up who he's gonna be on. Him keeping up with him.
Well, Lenore's actually been playing pretty good. I mean, he hasn't done terrible, hasn't done great. From what I've seen, he's slowly getting better every game. And hopefully, I hope we don't have to call up Janoris Jenkins. But hopefully, Lenore by playoff time is playing. Mosley was playing great. I don't expect him to be playing that great, but pretty close. If he's pretty close, I'm happy. And I mean, Janoris Jenkins. I mean, could this be a Josh Norman 2.0? No, don't say that. Don't say that. Never mind. I don't want to think about that.
I don't think so.
Mr. Pass Interference. I mean, that was like that was horrible.
Hey
At
Corey,
first, I was like,
there's something wrong with your microphone.
Oh,
Corey,
Corey?
there's something wrong. There's something wrong with your microphone.
Say something. Okay, we can hear you. When it's right there, we can hear you. Uh-oh. Nope. Yep.
Hi.
I can hear him.
Okay. Look, man, I'm pretty worried about Tyreek Hill and Jason Waddle, you know, because sure you can triple coverage Tyreek Hill and this and that, but it's like then you leave a spot open for Waddle and maybe even that huge playmaker they got over there, Trent Sherfield. So that's the thing about it is those other receivers can have success. And I already saw with the Chargers, their tight end dropped that deep pass that was just right out in front of him, fingertips, missed it. And then even in this last game, the Saints had a few deep throws. That was no Tyreek Hill. They hit for a deep post. It did get called back, but that was no Tyreek Hill, man. So I am worried when it comes to that. We need this D line to get there. We need them to lay some hits and get Tua uncomfortable back there.
Look. When it comes down to it, I'm down to sacrifice a linebacker to put Jimmy Ward in to cover the tight end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Jimmy Ward can cover tight ends. Well, when it comes to playing slot, he's not so great. You know, he's actually he's just not that great. He's a good safety, but have him cover the tight end. Have him play LB3. I mean, sorry, Aziz. You know, you're a great linebacker. Don't get us wrong, but we're going to need an extra defensive back in there right now.
Yeah, Jimmy Ward gets beat by receivers, man. I think Womack's better suited to play against receivers in the slot.
Yeah,
I think Jimmy Ward is somebody you just go off personnel. If it's a tight end across from him, that's when you put him in. But it's like they want to keep him on the field regardless, just because of you know, the whole history of it and respect for him. So I understand that part, but holy shit, at what point are you just gonna get the best operating defense overall?
I miss Deion Sanders.
Who?
Prime time.
Oh, Deion Sanders.
Wolf's young, Corey. He didn't even get to see that.
Oh yeah, I did. I go back and revisit my history.
Yeah, him on one side, Eric Davis on the other, Merton Hanks and Tim McDonald at safety. I remember that season when we brought him in. When we brought him in, Merton Hanks was actually playing corner. And then we had a competition going on for the starters. You know, Prime Time and Eric Davis won the competition, but Merton Hanks was playing so good, they just moved him back to safety. But our defensive backs, those guys were so good that when the offense would put a third wideout in, they wouldn't even go nickelback. They would bring Merton Hanks up to play him, and you would have literally two wide receivers one-on-one with Merton Hanks and Deion Sanders, and the rest of the defense would play straight up.
Well, that brings up a great point, man, because what I'm saying is, like, for one, usually corners, if they get up there in age and starts to slow down a little bit, you can put them at safety. Kind of like some people wanted Richard Sherman. They're like, hey, if you don't want to just let him go, just put him at safety. But they're doing the opposite. Jimmy Ward's getting a little up there in age when it comes to football, slowing down a little bit maybe. He's still really good, but you don't put him at corner. You put him at safety, not the other way around.
When he first started his career, when we drafted him, that's what they tried. He was a corner his rookie season. That's what they tried playing him at. He was a corner until he got hurt. Then he consistently got hurt, you know, for quite a few years, and then here comes Shanahan and Salah, and that's when he permanently got moved to safety.
And again, go ahead.
Like in the Dallas game when we had Deion Sanders, in the regular season they had Deion on Mike Irvin, and then Alvin Harper was tearing us up. Even double coverage, he was tearing us up. So then in the championship, they switched it. They put Dion on Alvin Harper and then double coverage Michael Irvin. And Dion shut down Alvin Harper. He couldn't catch nothing. Dion was like on him, like, you ain't getting this. And Dion he took, like, if he was on the left side, the quarterback wouldn't throw it over there. He'd look down the middle or look to the right side. He'd stay away from Dion.
I remember the championship game. Steve Young throws a touchdown to put us up 2 scores, and that's it. The Niners were celebrating like they won the game. The game wasn't over. But, our defense was so good, the Niners were literally celebrating like we won the game right there. It was like, I remember this very distinctly, I was going, why are those guys celebrating? But, the rest of the game went swimmingly, so I could see why they were celebrating.
Confidence.
Jerry Rice want Dion on the team.
Yeah, that's right. He didn't want him.
He thought he was too flashy.
That was a huge competition. How do you guys have any thoughts?
Deion Sanders signed with the Cowboys. That was very disappointing.
Punk ass. Do you guys have any thoughts on the Kyle Shanahan versus Mike McDaniels matchup?
Oh, okay. So is it Matt LaFleur, the Packers coach? Is it Matt LaFleur? I know he's a LaFleur. There's another LaFleur with Salah in New York.
Yeah, it's
but
Matt LaFleur.
So he was a coach for Shanahan at Washington. So he has ties. He was one of Shanahan's assistants back then.
Yeah. Yep.
And, Shanahan owns him. McVay at one point was one of Shanahan's assistants. Shanahan owns him. But when it comes down to it, I like the history fact of what Shanahan's done against his assistants. I like that. But we have yet to see what McDaniels has for us. We're going to find out on Sunday.
Yeah, this will be the first.
Steve
They say that's why our running game kind of slowed down a little bit because it was the Daniel. They say it was Daniel. They said the reason why our running game kind of slowed down a little bit because Daniels was the one that called a lot of the running plays.
Yeah, he was a run game coordinator. Mm-hmm. But it's weird because the Dolphins don't seem to have a very great running game either. So I don't know. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's hard when you go against these other coaches that came from your team a lot of times. It's hard because they know your system, you know theirs.
Yeah.
That's what happened with Bill Walsh. When he first came out, our offense was going good. And all of a sudden, a lot of his offense coordinators are somebody go to another team. Like when Mike Hogan went to Green Bay, it was hurting us. Because he knew what we run because he know Bill Walsh's system. And it took us a long time to beat Green Bay.
Well, if anybody doesn't know, so Kyle Shanahan's record against his understudies that we're talking about, Matt LaFleur, he's 3-1 against Matt LaFleur, 8-1 versus Sean McVay. So that's promising. I think the Dolphins are going to be faced up against a very real defense. And we're going to find out on Sunday, man. It's going to be awesome. I'm pretty confident the 49ers can pull this one out. It's just going to be on offense, I think, man. Really, that's can we score? But Brian Cole says My favorite game is when Steve beat Brett the Catch 2. Yeah, that one was badass, man. This part was just where T.O. kept dropping every single pass that was coming his way. And then out of nowhere, the game-winning touchdown. He just held on to it for dear life. So, yeah, that was pretty
Catch number
badass.
2.
Huh?
That's catch 2. That was the catch 2.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked pretty reminiscent. I mean, the catch 3 looked pretty reminiscent of the catch 2 as well, man. Just the way they both caught it and kind of got hit as they caught it and clutched it in their chest. Yeah,
the cool. Vernon Davis catch, too.
Yep.
Against New Orleans.
Yep. But Debo, man, Debo's questionable for this game, but looks like he's going to be all right. I guess he finished out practice today and will be resting up the next 2 days. So Debo should be out there. I did think, man, like if nothing else, the light at the end of the tunnel. Oh no. But let's say Debo's limited in this game. At least we might get to see somebody who's a little bit better of a route runner than him. So we'll see about that, man. Hope he's doing good. It was just a contusion that he's kind of dealing with to the quad. So it's nothing major. That's a good thing. So if he weren't to play in this game, which I'm assuming, like I said, that he is going to, he should be back next week at least. You guys have any thoughts on the Debo situation?
I think he's going to play.
I look at him like right now he's kind of a luxury with all the weapons we have. And I wouldn't mind him taking a game off if it makes him that much better for the next game. This game, yeah, we could definitely use him. But there comes a certain point in time where you got to let the guy take a game off because, he's just playing injured. And that's where he's at. You know? Because he's been nursing a hamstring injury. Now he's got some sort of contusion. I don't know. Maybe it's not as bad as we think, right?
Yeah. No, I don't think it's bad at all, man. Like I said, he's going to be back soon.
Yeah, I think so too.
One sec. Brian says he's going to play. Yeah, he's going to play, man. I'm curious to see if he's going to be limited. I don't think so. I think he's going to play the whole game. But even if they mix in another receiver in there, Debo hasn't had the greatest route running, especially as of recent. So a good change of pace wide receiver might not be the worst thing in the world. He didn't play against the Rams, and the Niners balled out in that game. Caller, I think it says, "Yo, what up, y'all? I get what you're saying, but how do you feel about the Detroit Red Wings?" I don't watch them, man. I have no idea. I can't really speak out of turn there, I guess I could say. But we got another caller in here. Guys. So got to make room if one of you guys.
Do you? All right, who is it?
Roy Wombat or Ray Wombat.
Ray Wombat.
Yeah.
Make him show his face, though.
Yeah, he is showing his face.
We all know what happened to Jesse Naylor, right?
Yeah, he's right here. I could see him.
Okay.
All right, Corey. Have a great night, bro. Thanks for tuning in.
My phone is dying.
All right, Corey.
All right, brother.
Have a good night. Thank you for coming on.
All right, brother. Have a great night. Oh, shit. All right, we got Ray Wombat coming in the house. What's up, Ray? How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm here, brother. What's going on?
Not much. Just talking 49ers Dolphins.
49ers Dolphins?
Yes,
I don't know anything about that.
Are you wait, let me see. Was it you that commented about the Red Wings?
I don't think so. Probably not.
Oh, okay. What's on your mind, man? What's going on?
I I don't know. Kanye West has stirred up some animosity inside me, and I don't know what to think anymore. What do y'all think?
I have no idea what's going on with him. I've been hearing things here and there. But yeah, I have no idea what's going on. We're just talking about Niners and Dolphins pretty much because they're going to match up on Sunday. And
I got
I
got a Cuban friend that fucking really loves the Dolphins for some reason, but he lives in Florida.
Yeah, that makes sense. Completely all around fits kind of a stereotype.
Yeah.
Let me see. In caller says, do any of you follow hockey? Maybe you're more of a Pittsburgh fan. Nah, man, I don't follow hockey at all. It's just football and boxing for me, man. So yeah. Yeah, we got a bunch of new people in the chat right now.
Yeah.
Ray, what made you come to this stream?
I found a link on the Discord. And now
Weird.
I'm here. See what you're doing.
That's interesting.
Link on the Discord.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
You don't know what a Discord is?
Yeah, I do, but I have no idea how it got there because I don't have a Discord
I know.
channel or anything like that.
It's the internet. We're sneaky.
I know John Jay is part of a Discord. I know that, but I don't know if he's in that or not.
Oh, I thought we were talking about 69ers. I thought that we were about to talk about something else.
No.
Place.
We're talking about the 49ers, like sports related.
Oh,
yeah, football.
Sports ball.
Busted.
Damn it.
69ers, noise.
I thought I was going to see some titties.
Not today, Kimosabi.
No
hey,
titties.
bro, but yeah, we got another caller in here, man. So, Ray, appreciate you, man. Hope you have a great night, bro. Take care,
Good
brother.
night. I love you.
Yo.
Hey, how you guys doing?
We're doing all right. How about yourself?
Man,
Are you here for the 49ers?
Man.
Are you here for the 49ers or Dolphins?
What? I've seen somebody yelling Red Wings in the chat. This ain't a hockey show. I'm a Blues fan. All those Red Wings fans do is just talk their garbage. All they do is latch on to my team's secondary players and stuff and try to win a Stanley Cup with them.
This is super weird. So yeah, we got a bunch of random people, like new people to the channel in the comment section, and then everybody thinks we're talking about something else. We're talking about 49ers Dolphins.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
No worries, man.
Who shared it? All right, who shared it? That's what we gotta find out.
Nobody shared it. I'll tell you what I do. I go look around for sports show and try talking to you guys. It's really hard to find a hockey one out there. So so I heard Detroit Red Wings and stuff. So I jumped on here right off the bat. That's on me, guys.
Yeah, somebody asked about
That's all
man.
good,
But,
buddy.
yeah, if you have any thoughts for the 49ers Dolphins, you're more than welcome to chime in. But if not, we do have another caller coming in.
No, can I actually say something about that? Like, seriously, I actually used to be a St. Louis Rams fan. And tell you what, made me more of a 49ers fan when the Rams left.
That's promising.
But for very little I know about San Francisco, I know they can pull games out of there. I don't know how friendly this show is, so I'll just say but the Miami Dolphins.
You guys could cuss on this show. It's a football show, man. We ain't for we love our kid fan base, but this is an adult show, man.
All right, man. But with knowing the 49ers can pull games out of their asses and you got the Dolphins, just man, they've been a shocker. But heck yeah, man, the NFL's been weird, man. Yeah, I'm gonna get off of here.
All right, brother. Appreciate you, man. I'm glad to have you on the 49er fan base now.
Take it easy.
Have a great night, man.
Yeah, nice having you on the show. Brian's wanting you to drop a link.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, man? Hey, that's a Texans fan.
Yeah.
Hey,
how's it going, man?
Come on, buddy.
What's going on? I know my team's been shit, but I think the Dolphins are probably gonna fucking beat the 49ers. I don't know. They've been doing pretty well. That's just my take on it.
Hey Brian, I'm gonna drop the link for you real quick, bro. But Kev, nice to meet you, man. And you know what, man? It's all the NFL. We all have to root for our teams, man. So that's good. The 49ers have been doing pretty good. So have the Dolphins. So 49er fans are a little worried when it comes to overall, but
Hey, I got a question before I leave. Jews do the news.
Interesting. Yo,
Did he just bail on us?
yeah.
I mean, I don't know what happened there, but I mean, you're talking Niners and the Dolphins, right? So you're talking
correct.
Marino and Montana, right? That's what. Yeah.
No. You see that.
No. We're talking
an ass
best of
kicking.
the best. We're talking about which team is best, right?
No, we're talking about
For
the
this
matchup
upcoming Sunday.
The
This
two
upcoming
M's.
game
We're
on
talking
Sunday.
about the two M's. Oh, I
Nope.
mean, yeah, we can talk about this Sunday, but you guys don't want to talk about two of the best quarterbacks in NFL history, just
you
to
could chime
put
in
some
on
just for some content out there and everything.
Yeah.
Come on, look,
Go ahead.
Who do you guys think would win, Marino at his height or Montana at the height of their performances?
Montana's the greatest
You
quarterback
think
of all time.
Montana?
Greatest quarterback of all time.
I
Not
mean,
the best.
Look,
the
when it
greatest.
comes to Dan Marino, he did very good throughout the course of his career. But the teams, the defenses he had, and his overall team, he didn't have what Montana was working with.
no, and he did better stat wise than Montana.
Exactly, but that's the thing. In crucial moments, they called Joe Montana Joe Cool for a reason, and he earned it, man. Like you can take Aaron Rodgers as the perfect example, almost of what a Dan Marino is in the league. Is everybody wants to call Aaron Rodgers all this, and that, one of the best in the league, but he ain't done shit but won one Super Bowl.
So
For as
some
long as he's
say,
been in the league.
would Montana be anything? What was I'm trying to think.
Without-
It's been a long time. The Jerry Rice.
Jerry Rice.
Is that
he
what
won,
it,
he
yeah.
won
See,
before-
but so Montana is kind of making his bones off of a very talented wide receiver.
No,
Right?
sir. Joe Montana won way before Jerry Rice was even there. He, the catch, the super
did.
infamous moment was to Dwight Clark before Jerry Rice was even there. So can't say that. But do you have any other argument towards it? Are you a Dolphins fan?
Well, I live in Florida, so of course, no, I'm not a
Nice.
Dolphins fan. You know how much money I've lost betting on the Dolphins? Never bet on the Dolphins. They suck.
He said, those motherfuckers. Those motherfuckers. I feel you,
And
bro.
actually, I think Dan Marino's downfall was when he was in that Jim Carrey movie, Ace Ventura. He totally
Maybe.
ruined it,
Yeah, fine. Yeah, could
tanked
be.
everything, ruined the name of the Dolphins. All
The
right,
whole
so
conspiracy.
wait. Who do you think is still doing better right now?
Both of them, man. Both teams
No. I'm saying Montana or Marino.
in their personal lives.
Yes.
I haven't seen Marino around really at all, and Montana's still in the loop.
Well,
with
no.
the NFL
Everybody in
now.
Florida knows he's an asshole. Anybody that's met Marino in Florida knows he's an asshole.
Yeah, so on a personal level, it's like, Montana's really, really still in the limelight. So, Montana.
Have you met him?
I haven't. I wish I have, but he was just at the 49ers game a couple weeks ago, talking to the media and stuff like that. So, yeah. But, Eric, appreciate you coming on, bro. I got a couple more callers I got to get to right now.
Wait. I have another question.
Okay, what's up?
All right. So what happens if Marino had the same team as Montana? Exact same equal stats. And they went head on. prime on prime, who would win?
Montana. And I think Steve Young would have beat Marino as
All
well.
right. They're playing in Florida, so the humidity is greater.
Okay, maybe Dan Marino. Marino.
Plus, you have to listen to a bunch of unruly Cubans shout at you.
Oh man. You know what, man? If it were those circumstances, it could definitely be a close game where either one could win. But I think if Montana, you give him the ball with less than 2 minutes left, he wins you the game. That's the thing about Montana.
So what's the better city? What's the better city? San Francisco or Miami?
I'm not a fan of San Francisco as a city, so I would say Miami just off what I've seen.
Goddamn right, fucking based.
Hey, bro, I'll give you that, man. But hey, brother, I got to get to the next caller, man. I appreciate you coming on. You're a fun conversation, man. Take care. Oh shit. Sorry. Go ahead.
Why
are you MGTOW?
Am I what?
MGTOW.
Midtown.
MGTOW.
MGTOW.
I don't know what that is.
I don't even know what that is.
All right, brother. I'm gonna get to the next caller. Take care, bro. Trippy Cast coming up. Hey,
what's
man,
up,
sorry
guys?
for the wait. Sorry for
Oh
the
no,
wait.
it's
How you
fine.
doing?
I was just starting to kind of get a little tired of that guy. He just kept, hey, wait. I wanted to ask you guys why you're talking about 69ing Dolphins.
Well, we're talking about the 49ers because we're 49er fans. I'm a 49ers content creator, and
oh, okay.
Yeah, this is almost like a daily thing for 49er fans that we kind of get together, talk about all the news and stuff like that, especially before we face the Dolphins on Sunday. So yeah, it's a preview show. Yeah.
Are you a little Native American?
Yeah, I'm Native.
Oh, okay. I can see it. I got people say that about me, but okay, we can talk about. That's what it's about, right?
Basketball.
Oh, he's in the basketball, huh?
Yeah.
You don't watch football?
I don't watch sports ball like at all.
Oh shit. All right, bro. Well, we do have another caller. We do have another caller. If you want to chime in
that
on
guy
the
that left, man, he needs to learn those Jim Carrey movies because that was definitely Ace Ventura he was talking about.
No, he was talking about Dan Marino.
Yeah, he was talking about how the girl was supposed to be Dan Marino.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Yeah, that's what he was talking about. Yeah.
No, he's talking about Dan.
He doesn't know movies.
That dude was talking about Dan Marino kind of losing credibility with doing that movie, is what he was saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, if you have anything to chime in on the 49ers Dolphins, would love to hear it. If not, probably get on to the next caller.
Well, I did hear that Dolphins rape like 6 people a year.
This guy. All right, brother. Have a good night, man. Take care. Oh man, where'd you get these people, David?
Yo, literally, bro.
Hey, Carlos.
Like literally, I think that the 49ers will win, bro. Literally.
The what?
Literally, bro. I think the 49ers will win, bro. Literally.
Yep.
Well, we appreciate that. That's what's up. Do you got any takes on it? Like what you think will happen as far as during the game?
Oh, literally, bro. I think that I think that the 49ers will score more touchdowns. Literally, bro.
Yep. Right on. Well,
I sure hope so,
bro. I mean, the Dolphins are from Cuba. I mean, literally, bro. They can't be literally, bro. Like, what the hell? Also, niggers.
What?
Wow.
That's it. No more Discord callers. Where did everybody come from, man? But David,
how many more of those do you got?
Jeez, I don't know where this all came from, but
did you drop the link for Bryant? You did.
I did. I don't know.
You did.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to Brian. I was trying to get to him. But Brian or David, if you have thoughts on
Oh,
I'm going to close
oh,
out in a
okay.
couple minutes.
You kind of skipped there. I was worried that you froze.
Oh, sorry.
There he is. There's the man.
It looks like a
Hey,
bank
guys.
robber.
Driving down the road. Hey, you watch the road. Drive safe.
Yeah, I'm just gonna talk. I'm not gonna look.
Okay.
Okay. How's it going, man? You got any thoughts right now?
Yeah, man, we had some crazy callers tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, were you listening the whole time?
Yeah, I've been trying to listen. I've been in traffic and going back and forth, and man, we hockey players tonight. Hockey.
Hockey, basketball, Ace
Yeah.
Ventura.
Well, to Ace Ventura, he did. You know that movie was kind of a flop, and yeah, Dan Marino could have done better. Hey, you guys remember something about Mary
Yeah.
with Brett Favre?
Hell
You
yeah.
guys remember?
Everybody's
Yeah,
always
remember?
hell yeah.
Yeah,
Cameron Diaz, the Niner fan.
yeah.
I love that part.
But no, as far as like the Dolphins and stuff go, yeah, I'm really excited about the game. I think it's gonna be a close game because I think it's just gonna be the way it is. The field's gonna be sloppy. We're gonna be looking forward to trying to pass and like do quick passes because we don't want Jimmy getting hit, and that's where right now we don't know what TDP or Jordan Mason are gonna come to play. CMC, we know he's gonna be on the outside. It's gonna be a good game. Hopefully, Tua,
Yeah.
we can slow him down just by our corners and stuff. I'm not confident in our corners. That's the one thing where we match up. Yeah, we have a good defense, but our corners aren't. They give up. They always end up giving up, like on third down, third and long, third and short. It's always the corners. So and it's not necessarily okay. So like if the quarterback boots, and cuts out, somebody's got to pick it up.
The Wave Radio sent all these guys, whoever that is.
I have no idea. I'm
reading the chat. I'm reading the chat. I'm on the stream on my second device, so I can watch the chat.
Let me answer this question. Let me answer this question real quick, and you guys can too. But we literally only have 2 minutes left before I gotta cut this video out, man.
Let me just say thanks for having me on, and everybody like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
For sure, bro. All right, Brian. Have a great night. Be safe. Zen Rhino asked, was Colin Kaepernick just bad or was he really bad? I wouldn't say he was bad, but for me, for my taste, I thought he was inconsistent. So there is that, man. You got any thoughts real quick? We literally have like 1 minute for closing thoughts. And
I think if we had a better offensive coordinator, then Kaepernick might have been, I wouldn't say great, but good. But we had Greg Roman, man. And he was using, Colin Kaepernick was quite the runner. But when it comes to actually being a quarterback, I'm going to say he wasn't good, but he definitely wasn't really bad. I think he was around average. He did have a good touchdown to interception ratio, though. He really did. But he wasn't necessarily good enough to take the team on his back and carry us to victory. But he did make some spectacular plays here and there, like that run in Green Bay. You remember that playoffs? That big old run. He busted off, and we beat Aaron Rodgers for, I think, the first time in the playoffs.
Exactly that. It was in spurts. It wasn't like on a consistent basis for me. So that's how I've always felt about Colin Kaepernick, man. It wasn't consistent enough. But all right, bro, David, always appreciate you as always. You guys have a great night. I'm going to tap out now. Everybody take care. And always remember, go Niners.